Thya Sanders, welcome to my living room.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. Where are you zooming in from?
From San Diego, California, I call this my dungeon, but it's like my home office.
Well, it's a beautiful dungeon, and
Thank you.
San Diego is gorgeous as well. I know that you were open and enjoying your summer, right? And then
Right.
yesterday, it all just fell apart for you
Right.
guys.
And it was a total surprise. Like we didn't know that this message was coming down the pipe. And I was driving, and then a girlfriend of mine sent me a text message and said, "Oh, we're shut down again." And I said, "Okay, wait a minute. What does shut down mean?" And she said, "Everything." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." We had some rules here in San Diego. The health officer had some like triggers, and they had already changed some of the rules. And like, for instance, there was no in dining for the restaurant. And then also like the restaurants had to close at 10 o'clock. So there was a curfew set. So we were already starting to see some retraction. And then when the governor came out with his order yesterday, it was kind of a surprise because he was going like county by county, but now it's statewide.
Wow. Well, I'm in New Jersey, and I'm just waiting for New York and New Jersey to follow suit because we never opened indoor dining. We never opened gyms.
Mm.
So certain things, Broadway is closed until January. So things like that are still closed. But, if the numbers spike up again, it's just a matter of time before
Right.
we.
It's like, it's kind of scary because, San Diego was, I think, the only Southern California beach that was open and for 4th of July weekend. So we had a lot of people coming to San Diego. So even though we were doing really well, people from Arizona came in and from other parts of the state in California came to San Diego. So it's kind of common sense that our numbers were going to spike, we were going to see like a surge. So it's still a little early, and they're saying that some of the cases are coming from restaurants because maybe we opened up a little too soon. But it just kind of made sense, like, that if you have the beaches open and people are flocking there, your numbers are going to go up.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, to be continued, I guess. I
Right.
started the
We'll
series.
see what happens.
Yeah, I was telling you off camera, I started the series when everything first started because I'm like, okay, what am I going to do at home? Everything is shut down, my events, my shoots, all canceled. But I wanted to document this moment in time. And just when I think, all right, maybe the series ran its course, like the story is still ongoing. So I don't want to stop.
Right. I mean, it's great. Like I said, like to be in someone's home to see what they're doing,
Yeah.
like you're not by yourself. Other people are going, kind of stir crazy, and to hear what they're doing to kind of occupy their time and not go crazy. That's always interesting.
Yeah, and we want to talk about positive stuff, right? Which
Right.
is what brought us together, your app,
Yay.
Maya Beauty app, which I am sure you saw major traffic during these last months.
I did, I saw a lot of interest expressed by the makeup artists just because everything, all the states were locked down and they still wanted to provide services for their clients. And because they couldn't do in-home services, this was a way for them to still stay connected. So I saw a lot of traffic and interest from the makeup artist side.
Yeah. How did you develop the app?
So it's kind of funny. I'm not a makeup artist. I always say this, I'm just a regular woman who, loves beauty products and doesn't know anything. So a couple of years ago, whenever I tell this story to makeup artists, they just kind of cringe. And what it is that I had a makeup blush brush, that you get gift with purchase.
Mm-hmm.
And I had it for like maybe 5-8 years, never washed it, never took care of it, and it was falling apart. So I'm like, okay, so I need to go get a new one. I went to a retailer and I just didn't want anyone to bother me because I always get stuck, when someone's like, oh, do you need help? And I'm like, yeah. And then I walk out with like $300 worth of products that, number one, just goes straight into my drawer because I don't know how to use. Like I walk out beautiful, and then when I try to recreate it, it's like a clown. So I'm like, okay, I just need this brush. Let me just see what I need to get. And the brush that I was holding in my hand like no longer existed. It had been so long, and there's new technology, new tools. Yeah. So I'm just like, oh gosh, I wish there was some way that someone could just really just target my lesson. Okay, these are the new brushes. This is how you use it. And I was looking around to see like, okay, what are my options? And it was either going on YouTube and trying to find someone who looked like me or who was my age, you know, age appropriate. And I really didn't have time to sit there for like an hour to try to like listen to somebody. And then the other option was going into a retail spot and then sitting in a chair and then having everybody like look at me and me being intimidated and embarrassed. Since I didn't find anything like that, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to build it myself. So that's how it all started about. I mean, I asked some of my peers and other women, like, okay, do you guys know makeup or is it just me that doesn't really know? Because my husband's like, wait a minute, you're trying to tell me like all the money that you're spending on beauty products, you don't know what you're doing? It's like, yeah, I don't know how to contour. I don't know anything. And funny story, like back to when I was at that retail store, I picked up a brush that looked like a fan. I had no idea what that was. And so I turned to this woman and I said, you know, do you know what this is? And she's like, is that for your face? What is that? Is that to mix products? And I guess it's a highlighter brush.
Oh,
you know? Yeah. I had no idea what it was. So when I talk to, you know, my friends and other women, they're like, yeah, I love makeup and skincare, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Just because you know, you get your signature look, you know, when you're older, you start experimenting, and then you get that signature look that like, oh, I look great. This is me, right? And then like life happens, you have work, you have kids, you have families, and then it just like, you get kind of stuck in that look. But, you know, technology continues to advance and there's new products and new methods and new tools. And, you know, we just don't know what's happening. And so I'm looking at Instagram and YouTube and I just don't even know how to use it. So that kind of propelled me to, you know, have this resource for women that in the comfort of their own home, they could have the advice of a makeup artist, you know, a professional to take a look at their own face, to take a look at the products that they're using to say like, hey, are these products still good for me? Or should I be using something else? But not be embarrassed and not have that pressure of someone trying to sell them something.
Yeah. What a great idea. Now, I know you said that you didn't have the makeup background, but did you have the tech background or what was your?
So, I mean, I kind of went into this like blind, you know, I had just dabbled a little bit in the tech background and I had some friends who were in tech and they kind of gave me some pointers, but I kind of just went into this and I like learned as I went, you know, but yeah. I mean, it wasn't as intimidating because I'd been in it before, like developing an app and talking to a developer and dealing with that and dealing with software. So that really helped me. But the makeup side was the part that was really intimidating, the beauty side.
Yeah. So how does it work? How do you find the makeup artists? Do they just sign up through the app? And then how do you connect that to the consumer?
So what happens is, okay, so there's 2 points of view. On the makeup artist side is that they usually find us through social media or through word of mouth. And they download the app and there's an application within the app and they have to pass our vetting process because I wanted to make sure that we are giving good information to our consumers and to our users. So they have to apply and it's a manual review, taking a look at their experience and also their skill set. And if they have a wide range of looks in the sense of like they've worked on not just Caucasian skin, but African Americans or like blondes and brunettes, they can do different looks because I'd hate to have someone sign up with an artist, but then it's like, oh, I can't really do your look, you know? So I wanted them to be able to have like that wide variety. So after that, they are able to open up the app and then upload their portfolio, tell a little bit about themselves, like their bio, what their specialties are, and then their availability. And on the client side, what they do is they download the app and there's a beauty profile questionnaire. So it kind of gets their preferences and it also gives an idea to the makeup artist once they're booked about what looks they like, how comfortable they are with makeup, what their skill set is, and what their objective is. Like, do they want to learn a new look or is it about reevaluating their makeup or just, you know, having someone teach them, you know, brows or whatever it is. And then after that, they get kind of paired with a makeup artist or there's some recommendations or they can just check out the roster and take a look at the portfolio of the makeup artist and then they just book the artist.
What's the feedback been from both sides?
Well, I think we're doing a revamp, and the reason why I'm doing a revamp is because originally I was really focused on the client side because I wanted it to be a resource, so that it's like an educational tool, in the comfort of their own home. But afterwards, I saw that the makeup artists were really interested and attracted to the app, and so I wanted to revamp it to make it more user-friendly for the artist. And the feedback has been phenomenal because it's just, like I said, on both sides, what I found was that this was a universal problem for women aging from like 15 to 65. I mean, we had one client that was 55, she's 55, and she found out that a third of her makeup was wrong. And she was just continuing to buy the same products just because she was used to it, but she wasn't happy with her look. And it's, and through the tutorial and talking to an artist and a professional, she learned that, oh, I should be changing the type of products that I buy. Instead of like the powders, I should be more focused on creams, so that it doesn't settle into my fine lines and make me look older. So I think that having that one-on-one response in real time, the clients really like it. And on the makeup artist side, just by the power of social media, their reach is broader, right? But geographically speaking, they can only go so far. Exactly. So they have followers and fans from all over, but they can't really monetize them. So this was a way for them to monetize their followers. So not only did they use this as a tool to stay connected with their current clients, that maybe their clients don't need a full out makeup session, but maybe it's kind of like accompanying them to a store and then taking a look via video of like what products they should be buying, or maybe just really focusing on like lips or eyes. But this was also a way for them to leverage their followers and monetize that. And, because they would get messages of like, oh, I wish you were in my hometown, and maybe they can't afford to have them fly out, and give them a lesson, but here's a way for them to stay connected.
Yeah. So what is the cost for the consumer to log on your app? And then how does that money get to the artist?
So right now, the pricing structure is $35 for 30 minutes and $65 for 60 minutes. And what happens is upon a completed session, it is, we have like a pricing, like a compensation package for the artist, and then it's just directly deposited into their account once the session is completed. But we're having a new version coming out pretty soon, and that is where we have artists that are going to be changing their pricing, and they have the flexibility to choose what packages they're going to be offering, what classes they're going to be offering, and also the price point.
What a great idea you came up with.
You like it?
I love it. I love it because I've watched makeup tutorials like on Instagram and like you were saying, YouTube, and it's like 16-year-olds with like the anime makeup. Like that's not going to help me. And
right. It's like, that's not real life. And I'm looking at them. They look flawless. They look beautiful, but I can't go to the grocery store with all that makeup on my face.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, and it's like, it's hard. Like it's, I mean, more power to these young girls. It's great. And I am not talking badly about them at all, but for me and my skin tone being, part African-American and part Korean, it's hard to find someone that has my skin tone, the shape of my eyes, my cheekbones, and then my age. It's just, the girls look great, but that's not my look. And I really wanted to look like me. So that's why I named it Naya, and it's New Improved You app, because my mission was like, what am I trying to do? I want to help women look the best that they can, not like look like someone else, but look like you, but just the best you can be.
And it's personalized. So
yes,
to your point, your eye shape, your skin color, your face shape, your preferences. So that's what's really, really cool about this. It's this customized experience.
Yeah, it's like, it is customized, and it's more personal. And so that, these women, they can ask questions. One person comes to mind, and it was a man who had, he was basically going through, his surgery and everything. And he was transitioning, and it was so cute because he's like, I don't know anything, like literally nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, I sent him an email just because I wanted to make sure that he was paired with a person who had this skill set and would be able to communicate and kind of walk him through this transitional period for him, now her. And he was telling me, this was prior to his surgery, he's like, I know words, like I know mascara, I know lipstick. I don't know how to use it. I don't know what it does. I don't know how to pick it, but I know that they exist. So literally from the very ground level, we're helping people. And he was saying like it's embarrassing for him and kind of intimidating for him to go into a retail counter and ask these questions to like, an 18-year-old or something like that. And then having people over here. But on a platform like this, a person can be in their own home, in their own living room, and just ask all the questions, like from something that's totally basic, like, what kind of cleanser should I use, and what is glycolic acid? Just something basic that you think that a person would really know, but was too afraid to ask.
Yeah. So when the makeup artist suggests a lipstick, can you purchase the lipstick right from the app?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's coming.
Okay. Coming soon. Okay.
Coming soon.
That's great. That's going to be a great feature.
Oh, it's always so nice and rewarding to hear someone who validates your idea, because this was, really a passion project of mine, because I felt like I was just kind of like, I don't know, like treading water, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know anything about this makeup or whatever. And are people really going to like this? But it's always really, rewarding when someone gets excited about the concept. It's always really nice. Thank you.
Well, it is. I think it's genius. I can't wait to check it out myself. Where can people download the app and find out more about you?
So currently right now, it's only on the Apple Store, and we're going to be coming out with an Android version probably in about 2 months.
Awesome. 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 Well, Thea, thank you so, so much. Best of luck to you. I look forward to seeing rollouts.
This was so easy. Oh my gosh.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
You're a wonderful host.
Oh, no. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.